There is a drunk girl, 20 SF maybe, in my room. What the FK do I, 21M, do now? So I was at a club with my friends drinking and all. We met a group of girls, we danced, it was fun. Some of my friends went away with a few of the girls and few of us were left. And then I begin to chat with this girl from that group. She is very drunk and very flirty, and as we talk she asks if I want to take her home. This was very new to me, 'cause this was the first time a girl at a club seemed interested at me. So me being an idiot didn't take in consideration she was drunk, took her back to my place. Well, I was getting freshen up, and when I came back out she was passes out on the bed. I tried to maybe wake her up so she could go back, but she is down. Now I am panicking a little, 'cause I don't know what to do here. Do I just leave her alone? Do I try to call her friends or family to pick her up? Do I call the cops? Did I do anything wrong? Please tell me what I should do now and maybe in the future so this doesn't happen again. Update. So I put her on her side with some pillows, water, a trash can and a note explaining what happened. Then I shot a text to my friends who did go with girls from her group, but they haven't responded yet. Few minutes later I went to take a nap on the couch and woke up about 10 minutes ago. I will go call them now, hoping they are f***ing awake. Thank you all. Final update. I am happy to report that things went smoothly. She woke up and came out of the room with the note. Didn't puke but drank the water, used the bathroom and then called her friends to pick her up. None of my friends read the text or calls yet, so I am assuming they are in a FKIN coma. She was quiet and I didn't bring up anything about last night. Her friends then picked her up and she left. I am glad it went smoothly, thanks for all your help. Leave her alone. Sleep on the couch or something. Explain what happened, and that nothing happened, in the morning. If you know who to call, like a friend of hers or a parent's, it would be very good too. They could get worried. Make sure to lay her on her side, because drunk people can die if they sleep on their backs. The reason is gross. Make sure she's comfortable, and there's a trash can and a glass of water nearby. Let her sleep, mate. Is she just asleep or do you think she is having a medical emergency? If she just passed out and will wake up fine, then make sure you have water for her and keep her safe and be a true gent to her in the morning. If you think there is a medical emergency, do whatever it takes to get her help. No matter what, with her down and out you have to do right by her and take care of her however she needs. In addition to the other great advice, place a note in a conspicuous spot so that when she wakes up she will definitely see it. Let her know that you met at the club last night, that she seemed to have been quite drunk, that nothing sexual happened, and give her your address. That way she can call an Uber or friend and can tell them where she is. For laughs, you should show her this thread in the morning. Open mouth smile. Everyone else had really great suggestions too though. Well done. Proud of you. And I'm very glad and relieved that young lady ended up with someone who cared about her well-being and not a creep. I want to know if there an update coming. My husband, 27 male, moved out without saying anything in advance. What should I do from here? My husband is 27 male and I am also 27 female. We have been married for a year. In the last month, my husband had been complaining about my cleaning and I did take his suggestions of how to clean better, but he was still complaining about it yesterday morning. I did not think that divorce or separation were even on his mind because the cleaning seemed solvable. This morning, when I was taking a break from work, I work from home, to my shock, I suddenly noticed he wasn't here anymore. Not only that, but all his things were gone. What is the right thing to do in such a situation? Should I give him space or should I call him to talk to him? I am shocked and not sure what I should do. I blame myself for not getting my act together with the cleaning. Wait. He didn't work, or help with the house, but he criticized you, who does work and clean, and now he left without a word. You have just dodged a huge bullet that was wearing a red flag as a cape. Freeze the bank. Call a lawyer and divorce this loser. Call a lawyer immediately. Go to the bank if you have any joint accounts and withdraw every bit you can, if there is anything left. He's been thinking about this longer than you have, so guaranteed he's been planning. Change the locks and freeze the bank accounts. Then off to the lawyers and start the divorce proceedings, as there is no coming back from this in a way that's good for you. I am sorry he is an ass clown, but it is better to know sooner so you don't waste your years on him. And for future ref, split chores 50-50 and they should have a job, any job, as long as it pays. Do you not think that there's more to this? How was his behavior a few weeks, months ago? Was he present in the relationship? Was he on his phone, etc. all the time? People do not just move out due to cleaning, especially a guy. Sometimes people make up fights over simple stuff to justify their own behavior. Check his phone records, I smell a rat. When he takes his things you can assume he's not coming back and you can legally change the locks, I believe. If you have joint credit cards, make sure they are blocked. Any place he can rack up bills against you, protect yourself. This is not a you issue. This is a him being completely uncompromising issue. If you were doing your best cleaning and he didn't like it, he could volunteer to clean himself and do it in a way he is happy with. It's not fair to you to live by his standard when you do not share it. Your act is fine, his however is quite outdated. The cleaning has nothing to do with this. He is planting this in your head so you'll blame yourself. I'd bet a lot that he has moved in with someone else. This has nothing to do with cleaning. He was picking a fight on purpose. Needed an excuse to leave. He left like a immature child. Get a good lawyer. My marriage is suffering because my husband can't stand my mother. I'm so stressed out and I don't know where to begin. I'm currently 24 weeks pregnant with a demanding career and currently acting as a mediator between my husband and mother. To provide context on them, growing up my mother was very controlling, to the point where there were countless arguments about where I should go to college. I had to live at home and go to school nearby even though she wasn't paying for my education, to when I decided to leave my job for a better paying one, to when I started to travel on my own at 25, etc. We're in a better spot now that I'm 33, but her desire to be controlling is still there and I'm working on establishing boundaries with her. My husband is a former war veteran, combat medic and EOD tech, and grew up in LA with family affiliated in gangs. He has since gone on to have an Ivy League education and is well established in academia. However, he has a very rough personality, has severe PTSD, and has crippling anxiety. Here's the issue. My mom frequently makes snide comments about his behavior and language. He has a tough mentality and will often tell stories about having to deal with racism, he's a person of color, and his experiences. As a result, because she doesn't care for the language or his stories, she gets rude and makes faces to the point where his anxiety gets worse and his bad language increases. I've asked my mother to stop with the comments because it isn't helping. Her response is that she doesn't understand why she has to be subjected to listening to his stories. I often remind her that it's a mentality that he's working through. But she doesn't care. I asked my husband to tone down the stories and the language. I found that it's worse when my mom is there. He doesn't really speak this way or curse as much when it's just me and him. His response is that it's his house, it's the way he is and that he doesn't have to change for anyone. I don't disagree, but I'm tired of being the mediator. I want my mom to have a relationship with my child, but it's almost as if it's at the expense of my marriage. Just venting on here because I don't know who else to talk to about this. I would tell her one out-of-line comment or rude expression, your visit ends. Literally tell her to leave the house. That leaves her with the choice to be civil and your husband feels your support and knows you have his back. She can come back next time and same rule applies. Step out, line visit is over. You need to stop subjecting your poor husband to your mother. At the very least, it's your responsibility to back him up in the moment when your mother makes rude comments. It's troubling that you would ask your partner not to be himself to appease your mom. You're 33. It's time to stop seeking mom's approval. Why do you still have a relationship with someone who is controlling and undermines your marriage? Stop allowing your mother into yours and his house. You're still far too enmeshed with her. You kid will grow up fine without her grandmother, but will have a harder time without her dad. Your mom is your problem and you need to lay down an ultimatum for her to stop. Your husband shouldn't yield. You are allowing your mother to poison your marriage. You are the problem because you are allowing your mother to be the problem. Your boundaries may have improved but they are still extremely subpar. Therapy girl. You're an adult in your 30s. You don't have to let someone come to your house and be rude to you and your husband. You're choosing to allow your mother to control you. You're setting yourself up to teach your child that it's okay that your mother doesn't respect you or your husband. Are you fine knowing that your mother is going to do things with the kid that you don't like, and is going to tell your kid shitty things about your husband? I guarantee you both will happen and it sounds like you'll do nothing about it. TBH, your mom needs to learn to back TF off and or mind her own business. It is his house and no, he shouldn't change and she needs to get over herself. You're gonna lose your husband if you don't start growing a backbone. Frankly, you're being a bad wife. You know what they call folks to pick their mothers over their spouses? Divorcees. Feel like I've checked out after conversation with my girlfriend? We've been together for a few years now, and both wanted to be together for the long term. A few weeks ago, she asked me how I felt about her sleeping with a woman as a one-off. She said this was because it was something she'd always wanted to do and hadn't been able to since our relationship started and got serious very quickly, which it did. She then added, unprompted, that she wouldn't be comfortable with me doing something similar. More than the question, which I was happy to talk about, because you should be able to talk about anything with your partner. This really hurt my feelings. It made me feel like she didn't see us as equals, and honestly it made me doubt her emotional maturity. It's not even something I am interested in, but being told, "Can I sleep with someone else? I wouldn't want you to do the same though," is a sentiment that to me seems totally lacking in self-awareness. It's a side of her I haven't seen before, and one I'm not remotely interested in. I said I appreciated her being comfortable enough to ask me, but I wouldn't be comfortable with that. It's not the kind of relationship I want to be in. She seemed like she didn't expect me to say that. I'm a pretty agreeable guy, but I have very firm boundaries and I've noticed people often aren't prepared to hear me say, no. She seemed quite upset, and kept talking me through how this is important to her as if it would make me change my mind or compromise. I reiterated that I respect her feelings and I understand her point of view, but I'm not interested in being in a relationship where my partner has slept with someone else. Literally the same sentiment she expressed to me. She went for a shower, and when she came back she said she wasn't interested in that idea after all. She said she had commitment issues that she needed to work through, and she was scared about entering a serious relationship, but she really wanted us to be together. We've been together since, about a week. But I find I'm a lot less interested in her or the prospect of a long-term relationship. I don't really want someone who treats my boundaries as something to be navigated around, and would ask to do something they wouldn't be comfortable with their partner doing. As I said, I feel as though I've checked out, still here, still enjoying her company and having fun together, but the spark I felt for her has waned a fair bit. Thanks for reading to the end. Let me know what you think. I'm always open to different perspectives. You are completely correct. You have your boundaries and she seems really immature and even hypocritical to me. She wants your permission for her to basically cheat on you, because if she doesn't open up to you then it's not a fair relationship. And what worries me is that she also confesses to having problems with commitment, as if somehow being with you in a monogamous relationship is a burden. Anyway, you deserve someone who treats you as an equal and respects the relationship. See this situation on this sub a lot. One partner gets complacent in the relationship and starts thinking it's okay to take their partner for granted. Boundaries are really important. If she does not respect them and does not understand you both as equals, you should leave her. You have checked out because you now know that she is not committed to you but the idea of your relationship. She wants to go and be free while having you waiting around. In my opinion you should have said I can't stop you but told her that there would be consequences to her choice, actions. Leave it up to her because now she knows she messed up, hence the second convo probably had a war council with her friends and brainstormed a viable retraction. You are preparing your mind for the end based on her comments. When people say shit like that it's not a call to action, it means get ready to leave my guy. She gonna do that shit and not tell you. She expected you to doormat. I can't really blame you for how you're feeling op. You thought you had a great relationship, then your girlfriend dropped a bomb on it by wanting to sleep with other people. It wasn't like she proposed an open relationship for both of you. She wants you to just wait in the wind while she has sex with others. That's not fair to you. You realized she's not as committed to the relationship as you were. Her saying she has commitment issues and was scared about being serious together? I didn't know fucking other people was a way to fix that. Also, there's no way she just dropped this idea in 15 minutes. She'll either do it behind your back or just grow resentful. It's not worth it. I'd be seriously reconsidering this relationship. Obviously her concept of relationship is different than yours. That would be something I wouldn't be able to deal with. I really respect how you've handled this so maturely. As others have mentioned, boundaries are important and the boundary you've set is not at all unreasonable. I don't have actual advice for you, I'm sorry. But I want you to feel confident that you've handled this really well and I truly hope things work out for you the way you hope.